Hello. How is everybody? Can everybody hear me okay? I'm hoping all the audio is going okay. Let's have a little bit of background music. Hi everybody. My name is Astralis. I am a EU-based artist who plays games and does art, surprisingly. Today we're going to be doing a D&D character that we did that I put up on Twitter recently of like, let's make a D&D character. Let me see if I can pull it up so we can go through it. Here. Let's see. 1 second, everybody. Is that it? Okay, here we go. So I put this up a few days ago and we've got a couple of comments in describing the character we're going to be making today. It's an interesting choice that the people made, so I'm gonna be excited and also a bit horrified with what we're gonna make. I thought we'd be pretty normal, but we ended up being quite interesting in the end, so... Okay. So the first couple of comments is like, race, gender, class, role. I don't think we ended up getting a role. We got personality, hairstyle, overall aesthetic and fashion, accessory, and a random fact. I think we got a couple of a nice, really cute random facts, so that's cool. Okay, let's go through the comments. One fact: when it rains, he puts on a coat. Oh, a SpongeBob coat. What's a SpongeBob coat? Like a coat that looks like SpongeBob? Well, yes, she does. So we have a lady character with a hyperactive personality, a half-orc with grey skin. However, we got also another comment about race, which would be satyr. So it's going to be a half-orc satyr. I haven't thought about how that's going to merge together, but we're going to have a good time trying to figure that out, I suppose. And then we're going to have Order of the Ghost Slayer Blood Hunter, which is a pretty edgy choice for someone who's a hyperactive half satyr, half orc. But if it doesn't fit, we can always go with the Way of the Astral Form Monk, which is going to be pretty fun. I should open this up so we can look at that information later. Random fact. They took the Cobbler proficiency for tools since the adventures... that would be fun. Yeah, actually, that would be really, really cool with like the half-orc grey skin. Yeah, makes it Tinkered. Hi, by the way. Makes me think of Satyr for Pan's Labyrinth. That would be a good inspiration source. For this kind of half-orc. I'll definitely pull that information, that picture up and use it as a reference. Good thinking. Thanks. They took Cobbler's proficiency tools since adventurers, they do a lot of walking. They make it their goal to make sure everybody has well-maintained and comfy shoes. Based on one of my characters, an elf who repaired everyone's shoes during the night. Oh, it's so sweet. But they went back and came on and said that because they're half satyr, they don't actually have feet and so don't actually need shoes. They're just obsessed with shoes, apparently. They have some sort of obsession or joy and wonder about shoes. So that's gonna be fun. The personality is eat our fish or go to hell. Mixed with hyperactive. And then the hair is gonna be this. Pineapple. No worries. Thank you for dropping by. I hope you have a good day at work. Yeah. I'm thinking like I'm not sure if I could do a full pineapple, but like a green top mohawk could be actually pretty fun. And I think that's about it. Oh, there was something about an e-girl somewhere. Did I already go over that? Maybe I skipped it. No. Oh yeah, aesthetic, fantasy e-girl. I don't even know what an e-girl is. Like, I need to Google it. Let me, wait, is it gonna be safe for work? Okay. I could probably work with... The reference to the image. Okay, I have some general idea. We're gonna have two-tone colors. Maybe we'll have like the pineapple one side and like the green on the other side. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so let's think about drawing. If I was a little bit smarter, I would have prepared a base for me to work on, but I didn't, so we're just gonna really work very quickly. Let me like pull up Pan's Labyrinth. Pan's Theta. Hopefully all the sounds. Oh. Hey, sorry. I got delivered a hot, warm cinnamon bun. And it smells so good. Okay, so is there any full shots of the satyr? That'd be pretty cool. I found a toy which could be a good reference. It's windy outside. Maybe I'll close the window. 1 second. Okay, so we have a reference picture for the Pan's Labyrinth. Is there I don't think you ever actually see his feet in the show, do you? I haven't actually watched Pan's Labyrinth. It's one of those things I've been meaning to, but I've seen only parts of it. Either way, I think the toy is a good reference point anyway. And she is half orc, so I should probably make her have a pretty powerful build. I'm not very good with muscles, so should be a nice little practice run for that. I need to work on my anatomy a lot. Okay. I wonder what kind of... Should I, like, do full-on goat horns? I really enjoy horns. Or if I should have, like, the ibex sort of horns. Both could be pretty cool. To go with, like, the orcish, like, teeth. Right, this is going to be really rough as I sort of figure out how to like pose them. I shouldn't get into the details so early. I really like doing headshots, so. But yeah, I'm curious to how this would actually work as a PC in a D&D game. I wonder what kind of story she would have as sort of a blood hunter. I know they're not very, like, they don't have to be edgy blood hunters, but they sort of give me, because they're based off the Witchers, right, I think. From, what's it called? Is it literally The Witcher? My brain is farting. Anyway. We want to make her strong. Yeah. Oh, she should have, like, definitely have a tail. Yeah. I've made her too big again. This canvas is massive, and yet I'm still deciding to use only, like, portions of it. What kind of pose would a hyperactive half-orc, half-satyr make? Let me just get the general silhouette down, I suppose. I should give it, like, cool little satyr feet, maybe. And then we can start figuring out, like, the posing of it. Though animal feet are pretty hard to do, and I'm not using any reference, so don't be like me, kids. Okay. I guess we could make her leaping, right? Because she's like a hyperactive eager. Can I even draw a leaping character? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. I've been excited to like try and do a lot more like D&D content on stream and sort of try and unify like my interests of like art, gaming, and D&D. There was a lot of interest when I talked about D&D on Twitter. It'd be really cool to see if I could try maybe post one-shots maybe. Though I haven't really DM'd in a very long time. So it'd be a really interesting, like, challenge to relearn how to, like, DM, entertain, and also find people who are interested to play D&D on stream, comfortable enough to, like, be on mic and have good enough quality mic, and also be in a European time zone. Since I'm not really able to ruin my sleep anymore. It's unfortunate. Like, there are so many people who've reached out to me who are in, like, the Americas, and it's like, you seem really, really cool, but we're never going to interact with each other. Like, you live in California, I live in Europe, it's not going to work. But they've been really, really nice. Let's see, this... What kind of weapon would they have? We should pick whether it should be a blood hunter or a monk. A sword is pretty classic. It'd be cool to have like a curved sword, maybe. It's a bit big. Let's have the perspective here. Like the hand reaching out. She should be buff. I should find there's an artist on Twitter that has a really cool like series of like lady witches and how buff they are, and like really like satisfying to see like the muscle definition. And it's not something I've practiced myself very much, so I need to like look at their way of doing it and just look at some good nice photo references. This is really messy. Okay, let's have them like jumping. Like Merfolk leaps of the 5e system. I really want to play a fawn. I've been watching a lot of Cribroll, though I did pause for a little while, and I really enjoyed like Fern's character, Ashley's character with Fern. Like, it's just so playful. I really, really hope I can. How does this sort of knee work with this? I guess it's just like a double knee. There we go. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. No, I have a fawn character designed. And his name is their name is it's a horrible mismatch. So it's gone from Timothy Thomas to Timothy Timmus. Yes. They're a glamour bard, I think. And they enjoy just not doing anything bad themselves, but encouraging other people to do terrible things. I haven't been able to play them yet because like it's since they're a fawn, they're like Feywild, and like I haven't had any settings that are like fantastical enough yet for it, which is it's a bit of a shame. I'm excited. I really want to like live my chaotic dreams. I haven't been able to play a chaotic character in a while, just because it can be very disruptive for to a party if you don't know how to like, if like the party vibe isn't quite like that. I find that like if the other players aren't really willing to like put up with your shenanigans, it can be really quite like distracting at the table. And just a bit frustrating, and since nobody else is bouncing off of you, it kind of like deflates the fun of it all. So one day I'll have a party of people who are okay with like weird shenanigans, and I'll play my bard full of chaos. Is she a bit too skinny? She might be a bit too skinny. I love drawing anatomy without a reference picture. Yeah, have you played much yourself, Tinkerin? I've been finding a lot of people who are really excited to like talk about this, like their characters, and I'm really interested to see like what kind of people enjoy most out of like D&D. I find it very like it's a very nice escapism, especially with like how the world has been the past couple of years. A nice little break. You feel like you've never played enough? Huh. Do you play online or with like, have you played, do you, like, when you did play or have played, was it online or is it like in person? Okay. See you soon. Are you going to come back with a like an account that I already know and I've just been talking to a person I know this entire time? This is coming out okay. Give them some ass. I need to give her like more muscle. She's an orc with like training. Like she can. Oh, hi, it's you, emotional support Yeti. Okay, is so. Tinkerin's your other account? I see, I see. Both on person and in line when I started online campaign. Are you DMing or are you playing? Playing, okay. Did you tell me about your character already? I'm sorry, my memory's a bit patchy with like the big thread was like a lot of people commented. And it's kind of hard to keep track of everybody, but I remember talking to you. Also, thank you for saying hello on that post. That was... Yeah. I didn't expect that response on that Twitter post. I woke up with like 200 people and I was like, oh, everybody is interested in D&D. I see. Let me see if I can find what you said. Oh, I got tagged in a thing. Wow. Okay. Let's go to that post. Yeah, I've been trying to like respond to everybody, and like learn about their characters because it's really cool to hear about. Oh yeah! Are you still playing Bubba in this new campaign? Or is it a new person? I think you mentioned a new one. Let's see. Emotional. I love your name. Ah, what? Tell me about your new character. Have you played much of them in this new campaign? Yeah. I'm just gonna take a bite from my cinnamon roll because it's getting cold. I realize when I chew the cat's mouth opens, even though please believe me that the mouth is closed when I chew. It's just very sensitive to, like, I guess my lips moving. Okay, but you're only 2 games in. He's a rather straightforward Forged Domain cleric. I haven't played the Forged Domain clerics. I love clerics. I love how versatile they are with spells. Elden, is that the, like, the seasonal elves? I think they are. Eldarin? I can't remember. Yeah, okay. Do you have to pick which season, or do you switch however you like? I think it's, I can't remember. Like, it's one of the really cool elf subspecies now, and I really want to play it, but like nobody's letting me play such a fantastical elf without like good reason. Cause you know, they like to have special, like, rare races to be rare, which is fair and all okay. Ah, okay. I've pulled it up. I love, like, so anything, any race that gives you like teleportation, I'm instantly interested in. I love the idea of just being able to like go into the big bad's face and just be like, hey, inflict wounds, you know? Especially since it's a bonus action, you could do that. You could be really cool and just bonk and be terrifying. Clerics are honestly quite terrifying. I love them so much. Okay, so straightforward cleric, forged domain cleric. I need to find out what the forged domain cleric does. I'm curious about it now. How are you enjoying it so far? Are these new people you're playing with, or like you've played with them for a while? Ah, yeah. Finding a new group is tough. Like I ended up finding a couple of, like, I briefly was part of a different group with a new DM, and the DM was really cool. He was a bit new, and really quite creative. I really appreciated like the roleplay elements he did, but there was a lot of like hand holding and like suggesting what we could do, and I've been playing this game for a while now. I don't need you. I need you to like be okay with silence and giving us a moment to think before we actually can like say what we want to do, rather than like you suggesting solutions. Still trying to figure out things a bit. Last session seemed off. Gonna have to work harder next session. It'll get easier with time. Definitely stick to it for a good few sessions until you feel a lot more comfortable. What kind of things do you like in a session? Like, what's your go-to thing? Like, you want to dungeon dive, or like focus on combat, or like intrigue and mystery, or is it just like the interpersonal relationships in like D&D that you're searching for? It's definitely tough to join a new group. I don't really have the, like, I kind of don't really have the time to join a new group, but also it's a lot of effort to find someone that suits your style, and then like the awkwardness of like when you figure out they don't fit. fit what you want with a game, it can be a bit awkward to try and get out of it again. But as long as you're like forward and honest, I think most people are pretty chill about it. Like when I exited the last campaign, I didn't fit with, they were very sweet about it, and they were like, yeah, you can always come back if you ever want to try again. So ended on very amicable terms, which was very nice. Okay. She looks a bit squished. I'm not sure if I really want to like unsquish her. No, she's definitely a bit squished. She needs more stomach. I don't know what kind of clothes I like. She has an ego sort of personality that like that. Maybe I should drop this arm. It's a bit annoying in the way. Kind of all of it. I would like more interpersonal roleplay and maybe a bit more expansion on people's characters and backstories. A lot of the games I've played have been very mission based and not character based. Unfortunately, I have to go there. Ah, yeah, no worries. Thank you for dropping by. I hope that you end up having more of a roleplay session. I'm sure you can always lead it towards there if you have opportunities, if you force it, I guess, in a way. But yeah, have a good day at work. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you for chatting. It's nice to talk to you. Maybe I should hold onto a pair of boots here. This would be pretty fun. Anatomy is hard. Why have I chosen to draw a person again? It's okay. I'll get there eventually. This hand's way too low. Maybe I'll have some pair of boots coming off here since she's like obsessed with repairing shoes. It'd be cool. It'd be cute. Hi, good afternoon. Yes, I have a cat with horns today. I figured I should keep the cat model for a while whilst I get working on everything. How are you today, AX? Thank you for dropping by again. Oops. I haven't tried the 3D model today, unfortunately. I think it's a bit broken, so I'll leave it until I can be bothered to figure it out. But yeah, more drawing today. I'm drawing a D&D character that my followers suggested on Twitter, and I went through the responses today. So we've got a female blood hunter who is hyperactive, and what else? Has pineapple hair, and she's an e-girl sort of aesthetic, and the personality of eat my fish, our fish, or go to hell, which is quite a weird combination in all honesty. But I'm gonna try and make it work, you know. How have you been keeping, AX? Do you mind if I shorten your name to AX? AX Wayne? Is it Wayne or Win? I'm not sure. I'm not very good with names. I hope the audio is also okay. I think I'm probably still a little bit, like, quiet compared to things. Kitty! Hello, hello, hello. Does everything sound okay, Kitty? Also, I hope you're having a good lunch / work today, Kitty. Thank you. I appreciate the sound check. I have no idea what I'm doing anatomy-wise, so don't worry, don't ask. I'm just wondering about this stupid leg. I should rotate it back down. Yeah. There was a really nice art stream yesterday with you. Your art stream was really chill. It was nice. I got a lot done in the meantime, so thank you for providing audio commentary for my ears. Now I get to repay the favor with my own voice. But finishing the curse ticket that never ends. You're in game dev, right, AX? I'm so sorry that you have to deal with, like, curse tickets. Yeah, it was good. Is it okay for you to be watching streams on whilst at work, AX? Or do you work remotely? I find that, like, I have, though actually if I'm in the office, I will still watch, like, YouTube videos, so I don't think it's really that much of an issue. Especially in, like, our industries. I was a game dev. Ah, I only make games in my free time. I'm a web dev now. I see, I see. What's the transition like? Is that, I'm not even sure what's in web dev. I'm thinking about, like, moving to, like, app development too. Just because it's a little bit more stable than game dev. But that's for future me to think about, and part of me is also thinking about maybe doing, like, freelance art, which is kind of a terrifying thing considering I've never done commissions before. Yeah, I think everybody here is just like, yeah, the games industry kind of sucks. It's tough. It's a tough industry. Have you, like, been able to squirrel away money and, like, tuition and stuff, Tabby? Kitty, sorry. I don't actually know what's the difference between front end and back end web development. I guess back end's more like server stuff, right? Oh, I like these horns. They're fun. Not as cute as my own horns, but they're cool. They're cool looking. A little bit, right. Is it expensive I'm not sure, like, how expensive it is over there in America. Like, if you can get away with, like, spending not a lot. At least you don't have to pay for like accommodation, right? Or are you touring a bit more than yeah, touring them where the places other the place you were gonna go. I'm gonna give them human ears. I wanna have orc element. No fluffy ears for them. So, which is a shame because I fucking love the sheep ears. Okay, no worries. Kitty, have you played much like tabletop role-playing stuff recently? Or is that kind of like on hold for you at the moment? What about you, AX? Have you ever played tabletop games like DnD or like any other system? I'm curious about like people's experiences and like what they search for in a game. Like, I know D&D is not necessarily your complete cup of tea. Oh. Oh. No, I was invited to play this weekend, but I'm a be at Pride, so I'm gonna miss out on the one shot. I'm sorry you get to miss you missing out, but at least Pride should be fun. What system is it? Hi. Welcome. Welcome to this half orc character D&D character design stream. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're creating a D&D character based off the themes given to by my followers on Twitter, and hopefully we'll get some progress today. We're just talking about what were we talking about? People's experiences on tabletop and with tabletop not tabletop simulators, tabletop role-playing games. Yes, like D&D. AX said he hadn't played. D&D has a bad look of finding people to learn to play. Yeah, I find that like learning to play can be really difficult, especially if you don't have someone who's experienced with the system to like hold your hand through it. I was thinking about maybe doing a couple of like intro streams into like D&D stuff, and then maybe eventually do like maybe one shots here and invite a couple of people who are like have appropriate time zones to like play. Have you played much tabletop stuff yourself, Egg? Or ooh Egg? Ooh. Right, so this is a fantasy e-girl, and I think about the hair. So I'm thinking about like making one side really poofy, like the green mohawk of the pineapple, and then have this all shaved to be like the pineapple color, like some sort of monstrosity of a haircut, which I hope Kitty sometime with you once you do your barbering stuff. Oh god, that looks awful. 5e, which I'm a bit meh on, but it sounded casual, so I was down for it. I'm thinking about doing it as a stream. With the gimmick of being stream OCs rather than being a DNC. I think doing it... Right, sorry, I misread that. I think doing it as a stream with the gimmick of stream OCs rather than actual D&Ds kind of got boring and predictable. Yeah, it's... Because your stream OC is kind of like an extension of yourself. You're basically playing yourself the entire time, which Well, that's not exactly why we play D&D, right? I know some people... actually, that's a lie. Some people really do play D&D to make, like, themselves self-insert and feel great and, like, be powerful and all. I know, like, your play style and a couple other people's play styles, it's more like the escapism and trying other people... wearing other people's shoes for a while. That's definitely something I'm interested in, is just, like, pretending to be someone else and the escapism of it all, you know? I like being unleashed to be the asshole I've always meant to be, deep down. Yeah, exactly. As awesome as I am, I would like to be something different. Yeah, no, exactly. You are awesome. This is the only compliment you're getting this year. But, yeah. I've been thinking about, like, doing a Blades in the Dark one-shot, maybe once I get a little bit more experienced here with it myself. I need to read the rulebook, and I know you have the rulebook, right? Kitty? Yes. I'll keep that in mind. It might be interesting. Like, I don't know. Expose people to more than just D&D 5e. Not that I can speak much, since that's basically all I play. But yeah. Bro, I'd love to play it. I do. I struggle with the rulebooks. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of glad that I'm learning as a player first. I get to see other people learn too, so it's a nice slow-paced game. It's definitely, it does take a bit of a learning curve, but it's quite freeing in the fact that you can pretty much influence the story yourself, and like it's a lot more of a collaborative narrative rather than like the DM setting up a lot of things, like a lot of hurdles for you to go through. It can be really, really fun. Though I think that it does require people to have like experience with roleplay and having the confidence to like shape the story themselves. I think if people aren't used to that, it could be a bit strange. Of like, okay, well, this is what's happening, or like, I'm gonna do... no, actually, I don't like what the DM has said here. I'm gonna say that this actually happens because I have the capacity to say that due to the rules. You have some capacity to do that with Blades of the Dark. A little bit. There's obviously a limit to how much you can influence. And like the skills are really quite flexible in that they can overlap. So there's a thing like consort and sway. Like they do slightly different things, but like if you have sway but not consort, and the situation feels like you're trying to consort with someone, you might be able to tell the DM like, hey, actually, like I'm going about it in such a way that I'm more swaying the person to my side rather than like consorting with them. And so it's a lot of like you trying to convince the DM of like, okay, well, this is my skill set and this is how I do it. So it offers a little bit more flexibility, which is cool. In my last game, in Blades of the Dark, we ended up having multiple rounds of like setup roles, and like I think Blades in Dark you have a 5 is a success, 5 is a success with complications, and 6 is a success, like complete success. And we had like 3 consistent separate rolls with 6, 6, 6, and it was great. Everything flowed perfectly. It all went to plan. It was smooth like butter. I was so pleased. It was really, really fun. And statistically, I like, yes, it wasn't supposed to happen, but the dice said so, and we were ecstatic. Yeah, it'd be nice to play Tales from the Loop again. I think I only had 1 session with it. So I'd like to like relearn that system. experience it like properly. I'd love to play it again. Yeah. There's just so many cool systems out there. Like, all deserve, like, some attention. This mouth is not doing well. I shouldn't focus on it. I need to focus on the body. I naturally want to draw faces. Okay, I need to think about her fashion and the rest of her anatomy because apparently I don't want to draw everything. One, two, three, four. Always count your fingers. It's very useful. Useful trick. Not useful trick, it just... There are so many times I've drawn 5 fingers and then the thumb. And I'm just like, something's wrong here and I can't tell what. And then you like release the picture and it's like, oh, I see the issue now. For sure, 5e has been on top for a while. Wizards of the Coast are a bit rather support buys of Pathfinder. And the less popular. I love 5e, like I really enjoy D&D, like that's where like I started. But like it is really exciting to try something new and experiment beyond like what I expect to be the norm. And it's kind of like a, I guess, a secret dream of mine of like eventually doing artwork for like tabletop RPG things. I'd love to like be a character artist or like an illustrator for one of the books. You have to be really good for that stuff though, so it might not happen anytime soon. But hey, drawing like these D&D things will get me closer to it. It's just hard to like find the effort to like the energy to sit down and read a whole new system. I don't want to, I've done this whole studying thing before. I've done academia. I don't want to do anymore. Maybe just like a half tooth would be cute. Or maybe like just like a half chipped one. Yeah, chipped one. I like that. She looks happy. I like her. I need to figure out a name for her. I need to figure out some E. Hi! Welcome, welcome. Did you suggest the thing? Let me see. Let's see if I can recognize your username. Yeah, but yeah. A half-orc, half-satyr... I can't remember what her class is now. Order of the Ghostslayer, Blood Hunter. Fantasy e-girl aesthetic, pineapple hair, and the personality of like eat our fish or go to hell. No worries for being late, by the way. Thank you very much for dropping by and thank you for chatting. This is it's going okay actually. I'm trying to figure out of like also the personality is like we got 2 personalities. We've got hyperactive and eat our fish or go to hell. I'm not sure how I can unify those 2, if at all. I think at the moment I've got hyperactive more down. And also she likes to fix shoes apparently, so I guess we'll have a boot here. Apparently I can draw shoes. I can't. I need to find a reference picture. This is fine. There's another boot. Yeah, I'm a university degree artist. This is great. But yeah, no, it's interesting, this combination. I expected like a more tame combination. Like, but this is an interesting challenge at least. Definitely something very unique, and I should have expected some of the shitposts to come. But hey, if you suggest. I want her to be wearing some sick edge. She has fawn feet though, like how is she gonna be wearing sick Air Jordans? I can have her carry sick Air Jordans, but I'm not sure if I can put her feet in them. Though I could give her like, what's the word? Not like shin protectors, like that are designed off Air Jordans. That could be cool. That could be an interesting compromise if you're willing to for her to not have shoes. I don't think I want to put shoes on her fawn. That feels like, bullying. But, yeah. How am I gonna pose this sword? I should have thought that out before I started drawing everything. Hey! Hey! Hi, Coffee. It's Coffee Run. Thank you for dropping by. I use your stuff for like my starting soon and ending screen stuff, so it's really just coffee is fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I love your stuff. Thank you for dropping by. um I am drawing a D&D character suggested by my followers. It's a half-orc satyr thing. And I don't know how we're gonna clothe them. Because they got fantasy e-girl vibes, and I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I guess like a one of those kind of. I realize I don't like putting clothing on a nude body. It's just like when you get the anatomy all nice and done, and then it's just like, oh, I have to hide it all. I spent so much time drawing that book. But yeah. Have you played any D&D or tabletop stuff before, Coffee? Since this is the theme of the stream. Ah, not really. I've only heard about it. I kind of have an idea of how it works. Yeah, you just pretend to be for someone else for a while and hope for the best with some dice. There are so many handmade dice out there. I spent so much money. I would spend so much money on handmade dice if I could afford it, but it's expensive. Okay, fantasy e-girl. People are talking about like tungsten dice and just like that thing would break your table, but also it would feel so good in your hand. No, instead I tag you. Yes, of course. Like, look. You also enter the raffles and tag me back. So it's a mutual tagging. Yeah. There are so many cool dice makers that do so many cool raffles, you know? Who am I to deny myself of pretty things and deny your eyes of pretty things? Yeah. Yeah. If you're ever interested in D&D sort of stuff, Coffee, I'm very open to talk your ear off about things and how to get into it if it's the sort of thing you want to try. I don't like the e-girl aesthetic very much. Oh no. Let's give her like fishnet top underneath that t-shirt. How does... Okay, so... There's a lot of, like, short t-shirts on top of long sleeves, and a lot of... Oh, I love belts. Yeah, no worries. It's very popular at the moment, so... I'm sure you can not wander too far on the internet and get someone scream about it in your ear. Maybe I could make it slightly based off armor. I'm not really sure if that's gonna work though. I need to draw a belt. I need to draw a belt. Belts are everything. Especially if I have 50 million of them, like Kingdom Hearts. This can be our inspiration. If in doubt, add another belt. Or if in doubt, add another layer, honestly. I live a tragic life which I work in online TTRPGs, but I really want to have a physical dice. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of the same where I have like a load of physical dice, but like no real life game to play and to use them, because all of my campaigns are also on like Roll20. And so it's just like, oh, this handmade set which I had commissioned just for this character, which I play online, I never actually get to use. But it's pretty though. It's pretty. It was sort of a treat to myself, you know, sort of a more of a a dice set to represent them and remind me of them. I can't say the word apparently. Yeah. Fantasy ego. This is definitely a hard thing to work with. My brain is too small. I also had silly ADHD brain and really struggle to focus when I play online because I have the no, I struggle with the same too. Like I'll end up going on Twitter or like Tumblr mid through the session, especially if it's like a slow session. And I know that's a really, really bad thing to do. It can be pretty disrespectful, but sometimes my brain wander and my fingertips type the thing before I realize it. But yeah, no, definitely I try to pay attention. It's tough. With in-person games it's a little bit easier. It's like keep some focus, but also it can be like even worse that you don't have that outlet. Because you are forced to sit at that table for so many hours. You're not forced, obviously, you're willing, but I feel like real life games need to have more natural breaks in them to accommodate with the fact that we're not designed to focus for like that many hours and pretend to be someone else. I want to give her a fur. Maybe I can give her a hoodie. Not a hoodie. A cape? Yeah, either way. Let's... give her like a wool collar just to try and fantasy this up, and obviously wool is... a fur collar is definitely screaming fantasy, I guess? No, I'm talking out my ass. Fortunately, I don't have... Right. Right. Yeah, no, DM's like... kind of forced to always pay attention. And I guess that's a blessing that you're like always 100% there. Because like obviously like the players are quite often talking to you for like most of the game. Okay. Okay, so unfortunately I gotta drive my family somewhere, but I hope you have fun the rest of the stream. Hopefully we'll be able to catch you live some other time. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it, and thank you for saying hello. I hope you have a good drive and a good... It's Wednesday today. Have a good Wednesday. Safe driving, safe travels. And where was I? I can't remember. Oh, about DMing and focusing. Yeah, no, I find that when I was DMing, I was very much like able to pay a lot more attention, because like if I wasn't paying attention to the players, I was like thinking about the next thing or setting up what is the next encounter. So the small moments when the players talk to each other is a nice blessing, because then I can be like, okay, so they're here, what they're gonna do next, and how can I set up for that? So yeah, no, respect to DMs, because they're constantly having to go. And this is why DMs should also like give themselves time to have a break and like mentally pause, because it's too much to like do it for like 4 hours without a break. Your brain just can't, or at least my brain can't cope with that. My brain, I am so used to like the modern internet of like short bursts of focus. But maybe that's just me. Okay. Maybe I could make this into like some sort of... Let me think. So they have like often like collars, choker necklaces with like things. So maybe I could like strap... I don't know. This looks weird. Strap like armor to this? Yeah, it could be like the armor plating. And then have that. How does that connect to anything? I think I want that actually loose so we can have like some fishnet underneath. That'd be nice. I tried to make sure everybody knows it's all good to call for a break at any point in the session. Yeah, that's very nice. I feel like sometimes I've played at tables with like very shy people and they don't want to interrupt things. My current game has like a set break of like, okay, we've hit this time, we're gonna have a break now. So then it just covers all people. But also my DM's very chill about like, okay, if you need to leave the table, well, if you need to leave the desk, you can. Which I appreciate. Okay. This is going not as bad as I thought it would. Since you're the DM, as a BL, like what kind of things do you like to put in your games? Like, what do you enjoy doing the most in D? Like, do you run DnD, or do you run a different system? Let's put some chains here. Do I have a chain brush? Am I smart? Well, I'm not very smart, but am I prepared? That's the question. I have braid brush? That's a zipper brush. That's useful, but not quite what I want. No. I have a lot of, like, braid brushes, though. Which I guess I can use. I run DnD, but I mess around with all sorts of genres and all things all the time. Aha. Let me tell you. Yeah, no. I'm interested, like, you people's interests. Everybody plays slightly differently, so it makes it interesting to try and learn from them. Everybody has, like, interesting ideas and interpretations of, like, how a game should be played. I was thinking about releasing this character. I'm currently working on a high fantasy setting, somewhat inspired by Final Fantasy and other supernatural styles, super magical styles. Ooh, that is fun. I also got a Fantasy Star inspired kind of sci-fi setting for some friends. Fantasy Star? I don't know what that is. Is it a game? Oh, it's a video game. I love the PH spelling. Okay, that's cool. It is very anime looking. It's really interesting to see like how a TTRPG would kind of like meld with anime series and like the tropes of anime. I sort of run like this role-playing game which has a lot of anime themes, and so it's kind of interesting to meld the traditional mechanics of like D&D and stuff and bring it to like the expectations of anime and see how like people will do like these really cool anime moves or like showdowns. So it's interesting to see people live their anime dreams in those sort of systems. So is the Phantasy Star inspired sci-fi thing, is that still within the D&D system? Or is it a different system? Mm-hmm. We're using D&D 5e, but doing some refavoring. Yeah, that's fair. Especially when you're familiar with that system. It makes sense to like use something you know and just like homebrew and shift some things around to what you need. I've only really played 5e in its traditional like high fantasy setting. A great sword might become a great sword, but with a laser edge. Longbow might become a rifle. Elves are from space now, that sort of thing. Yep, no, it makes sense. It completely fits. It's so easy to just like take those sort of elements and just reshuffle them around. And obviously, like it might take a little while for people, a little moment for players to adjust. But once everybody's like in it, I think it sounds like it plays pretty smoothly. How many people are playing in that game? Got the fur collar, then I think I need to start thinking about the clothing of the leggies. Though she's a fawn, does she actually need clothing on her leggies? Right now we've been talking very lightly with 3 buddies. There was a little bit of a on-the-fly decision. It's been slow going whilst we figure it out. Most of my games I run between 4 to 6 people though. 6 people is quite a lot. I've only really played with like 4 people, I think, in my games. I think 6 becomes a bit, not crowded, but like I feel like I wouldn't be able to give everybody the moments, the focus that they deserve. Yeah, 4 people is the sweet spot. Yeah, I definitely think so too. Though it's kind of nice with a... Wait, how many do I play with? I play with 5, I think. 5 players in my normal campaign. And I really like that because like when people like split off, like there's... You can have quite a few people in the same conversation, which is, I guess, a bit more unique. But I do agree, like, I think 4 people is kind of the sweet spot for D&D. And then everybody can, like, shine and personal, private conversations don't, like, exclude too many people. Okay, I need to duplicate this and start erasing things that I don't need. All of this can go. I found that the main benefit of my professionally run groups get out of 5 to 6 players is that if a person or 2 has a miss a session, people can play without feeling the party's severity. Yeah, that makes sense, especially when people are playing for a session, paying for a game. At least everything can still progress and some things can still get going. I've had like sessions have to miss. We've had to miss sessions because like we're at an important like narrative point, but there wasn't enough players. But how do you do like if you're gonna focus on like a character plot and like that person's sick? What do you like? Do you just find something else for them to do randomly on the fly, or just do you not really like try to avoid going too deeply into like personal characters? Because I like having like plots that do focus on like the players, just because it gives them a moment of like feeling special. Though I didn't necessarily do it very much as a DM, but just because of like the campaign we were playing, we were in Barovia, and I am still a very fresh DM, but I was like really fresh for that, so I wasn't really able to like know how to bring people's characters into it, people's plots into it neatly without compromising like the world. Not compromising, but like convoluting, I suppose. It's a bit of a hard part. I like to get the character backstories, and if it ends up being a session that will be crucial to a missing player, I tend to postpone the session until the player can be there. If there's an option to shift to another plotline for the time being. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That makes a lot of sense. Because, like, yeah, I've had, like, campaigns and, like, sometimes the personal character plot can, like, take 3 or 4 sessions, maybe longer, depending on, like, how the game is played. And it can be a bit of a bummer when, like, it's like, you can't play because the other person is sick, or, like, they're busy that week. Which, yeah, is fair, you know. It's the curse of adult life, right? Nobody has the time to do everything all the time. And finding a free schedule with everybody else is very difficult. If it's one of my more casual games, I'm more willing to postpone the session since it's all friends and nobody's paying for anything. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never played in a professional game. I'm not sure if I don't even know how you find them. Is it like the Roll20 sort of looking for group sort of postings of like pay to play sort of advertisements that you can join? It's interesting. It's nice that people can like make it like a profession and make money of it. I'm not sure how much money, like if it's viable like to live off, but I'm glad people are able to do something that they really enjoy and get paid for it. I think Roll20 has a space for it in their listings, but D&D Beyond also allows those kind of listings. Although there's also a website I make use of that has all. Okay, what's the website? Oh, I'm not sure if you can post links on this chat, but if you name the website, I can Google it. I'm kind of curious about like if they're expensive or like what they sort of expect. I've never, like I said, I've never played in a professionally DM'd one. I'm not sure how like the vibe would be, if it would be different at all, or if it'd just be like a normal game. Obviously, I like the intent is to be a normal game, but I guess the attitude might be slightly different if you're paying for a thing. It's called Start Playing Games. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the website lists all the prices. Is that per session? I wonder. Okay. Yeah, I suppose as you get to know them. Okay, the listings are per session, so there are a couple of them are like 20 euros, 30 euros. 30, 20, $20, $30, $15, yollers, apparently. That's how yours are listed. Okay. I think I would, like, if I were a professional DM, I would kind of struggle with like, becoming friends with the people that are paying for it, and then I start feeling weird about taking their money. Because, like, at the end of the day, you are still professional, you're still trying to get paid, but you also, like, you get to know them, you get to enjoy their company, right? So I would have a bit of a conflict if I tried to professionally DM. There's a lot of Curse of Straw. People seem to be excited about that DM, that core rulebook. I guess it's one of the classic ones. That's a concern I've had with other people talk about it. I'm fortunate enough to not have had that issue to come up myself. Aha, that's fair. Yeah. No, yeah, that is fortunate that, like, you can keep that two separate in a way. And still continue focusing on, like, providing a good product. Sorry, I was eating my cinnamon bun, but I see. I'm not sure if I would personally. Thank you. I I wish I had a better design to show off to you, considering what the theme of this character is. But I appreciate the compliment. I've been... Fantasy e-girl is definitely a difficult topic. Okay. Have fun, have good food. Remember to hydrate, everybody. But, yeah, professional DMing, like, I don't think I would ever, like, pay for a DnD for a DM. I think if I were ever that, like, really gagging for, like, a session, I think I would just have to put up with DMing it myself. I think there's a lot of, like, people who are just like, no, I don't want to DM, I just want to play. And so I think that it's a very useful option for them. I'm glad it exists out there. But having DM'd once, I could be like, okay, well, I know how to do it, at least badly. Well, not badly, but somewhat well. Well enough for people to enjoy it, so... And, you know, I'm still... every time I do it, I get better and I learn. So I think I would just, like... jump in the deep end and just do a campaign myself. I'm not really sure what kind of thing I'd want to do. It's only beneficial for me since I can make a living with what I enjoy. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that. Like, being able to do that and make money from it is, like, amazing. I mean, that's the dream, right? Like, I eventually would like to maybe make some money off art, but that requires a lot of, like, selling and practice, which eventually maybe I'll get to, but... And just get a little bit more confident in my capabilities art-wise. This is still a very rough sketch. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do here. But yeah, no. I definitely understand the professional DMs, and I don't understand there's, like, definitely, like, a demand out there. There are so many people who are interested in playing and getting involved, and, like, I think it'd definitely be a good, like, place for, like, someone learning the system, like, getting started. Maybe a professional DM would be, like, a really good place to start, because then they have, like, somebody who knows what they're doing and willing to teach. Like, and that means that they have a good start to an introduction to the game. And then once they get more comfortable, then they can go on and maybe DM themselves or make a group with other friends they've made. I think I was gonna put, like, shin things on this creature. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work. I've seen both sides. Some people don't want to invest if they don't know what they're going to like. If they don't know if they're going to like the game long term. I've also run a game almost exclusively brand new players that went really, really well. Yeah, like that's also like something I'm a bit like concerned about. Of like, do I want to invest money in something I'm not sure if I'll like? And that's also the problem of like starting a brand new game. Obviously the first couple of sessions are going to be a bit like different, or like not different, but like, you know what I mean, when you're like trying to settle into a new campaign and it takes a moment to like really feel comfortable and like feel want to really come out your shell and know the other players and start to really, really enjoy yourself. But like having that paywall to get there, it can be a bit of a block, I think, for some people, at least for me. I would be very tentative when like spending my money. Just because, like, you know, money's hard to come by, and I shouldn't be so frivolous with it sometimes, you know? Or like the voice in my head tells me not to be so frivolous. But maybe you just need to take a plunge and just try it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is though. Okay, Air Jordans. I need to look up Air Jordans because Kitty suggested Air Jordans on the deer, but the deer doesn't have feet, so I'm thinking about like shins. Shin guards that look like Air Jordans, which might be awful. It might be a terrible idea, but I'm gonna try it. This person, I'm not sure if like the hyperactive personality, she looks very happy, so I might have to make another character with some of the suggestions that these guys, my followers made, but hey ho. I can understand that. Most of my while spending since playing TTRPGs come from commissioning. Yeah, it's such a like money sink if you go hard with like commission artwork, dice. If you played in person, then like maybe the minis too. Like, oh, it can be a lot of money. Like, you can play very cheaply too. Like I have had Roll20 games that are just like, you know, free assets found online. I need to find a reference for a deer foot because I can't draw deer feet. 1 second. Deer foot. I kind of like their little toe prong things. They're cool. Yeah. There is so much like content out there. Like, you don't need to worry about a lot of things if you're play online. Like, you can quite easily find battle maps. My favorite is like the 2-minute battle maps, I think it is. He has really, really gorgeous stuff, and just I used it a couple of times for some of my own sessions. And of course I end up putting even more money into all the special variations of maps and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I understand, especially with like you being a professional DM, like obviously you're going to want to be having all of like variety and content available to you. Yeah. Because like he has a lot of free stuff, but like a lot of the variations are paid for. And it's very, he has some very good stuff. I do like his stuff. I briefly thought about myself like providing content for D&D games, just for like practice, you know. Especially if I want to get into that sort of like community, I suppose, of like providing artwork for D&D games and providing character design sheets or tokens for people playing. I really enjoy drawing character tokens. Like, I enjoyed designing characters. Like, I have a rabbit folk character for my personal game. Let me see if I can show her. Let's see if I can find her. Her design. Oh, I love how messy my files are. Oh no. Well, let me find it in a different place. But yeah, no, it's like part of my, like, what I spend a lot of like downtime doing. Just drawing D&D characters, NPCs. Oh wait, I can just show this, right? Yeah. Here's my D&D character. I know she's an anthro. Like, the rabbit folks are traditionally anthro, but I can't draw anthro, so I made her into like a rabbit folk fawn thing. She's my chronologist wizard. And I have like some other... I've drawn some other people's characters from the same game. I'm not very good with beards, so it's kind of a practice. Yeah, I love sparkly bits. But I talk a lot of like design aspects for the character I'm designing for this account. So she's the inspiration for a lot of things. And he's my favorite boy out of the party. Very stoic. But yeah. Sorry. Let me gush about my characters briefly. Yeah. I do one day want to be like part of a game full of like artists and just seeing the art content people are making. Or reacting to like the story elements. The highs and lows and the in-betweens. Thank you. The outfit on this guy's super good looking. Yeah! I had a lot of fun designing like the asymmetric ball, like noble clothing, I suppose, like fit enough to go see nobles. But yeah, I'd really like to be playing like a campaign with like all artists, just to see like what the like the DM artist would produce. I follow a person who is an artist and DMs for their friends. And, like I get to see this like the big bads that they're drawing for the campaign, and just it's so good. It's so delicious. I've never had the patience to learn to draw very well when it comes to anatomy and stuff, but I quite like doodling outfit designs for my characters. Yeah, getting good at it, it's really, really hard and takes a lot of dedication, and some people don't have the time to dedicate to it, which is completely understandable. But yeah, no, I think everybody should like and be able to enjoy like designing and doodling things. Designing outfits is very, very fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm glad you enjoy doing the same. Okay. She's a half-orc. What kind of eyes do half-orcs have? I guess normal ones, right? I guess it should be yellow. Maybe I give it cat eyes. Yeah. That'd be cool. I think the designing side of things is what interests me the most. That's why I spend so much time with character creators, and like in various video games or just on Hero Forge. Hero Forge is so cool. I love like the all the different assets out there available. And in fact, you can just play around with it for free and make really cool characters and like help visualize who you're playing. But yeah, I've been meaning to like play Baldur's Gate. It's like I think it's still on beta, right? So that's why I've kind of been holding off it. But I thought it'd be really cool to like I heard the character creation is quite broad with that one. I do think I can spend like 60 pounds, 60 bucks on like on a beta, but when it's all out I think I'll like give it a go. Maybe I'll stream it. Could be fun. Baldur's Gate 3 is still in beta. I'm holding off so I don't lose interest. I burnt myself on... What's DOS 2 when the devs made... Oh, Divinity of Sin? Yeah. When the devs made that game just from playing right. I think I'm still going through Divinity of Sin. Is that what it's called? Oh god, my brain is dying. It's struggling. Divinity Origin of Sin. There we go. 2. Yeah, I'm slowly going through it myself. I find like yeah, I can get pretty bored of it if I play too much, because it can get a bit samey after a while. Of like especially if I don't have like the time or the patience to read all the content. And I'm a bit murder hobo-y in that game. Like I don't like the Inquisitors, but I don't like anybody else either. The Black Ring can go walk. I'm not sure if I need to like know the story of Baldur's Gate to like really appreciate the third one that's coming out. I hope I don't, because like it looks really cool. I've been enjoying Divinity. I wouldn't want to have to play all the original 1 and 2 just so I can understand what's going on in 3. Because I want to see like where they've developed and how things have changed since Divinity, and like the new new software and what their limitations are, or what new content they can put in, or like it seems like it's going to be innovative. So I'm very curious about it. I should hydrate. Right. I imagine it'd be enough of its own story since it's so far removed with the from in regards to release date. Yeah, I think I miss like the original like. I wasn't really much of like a PC gamer back in 2000. Yeah, no, I would have been pretty young at the time, so I wouldn't have been playing those sort of games. Also, it would have been catered to a different audience than me at that time. So
Makes sense that I haven't played any of them. Either way, I'll keep my eye out for the game. Maybe pick it up. Do we know when, like, the release date for it's supposed to be? I haven't been keeping track of it at all, to be honest. Let me see if I can Google it. Baldur's Great. Great? Baldur's Great. Baldur's... I'm not sure if they said a specific date yet. I haven't kept keeping it. Yeah. I remember, like, the big hype when it came out. Like, the beta was released, and then it's kind of fizzled from, like, my sphere since then. It's just been filled with Final Fantasy, like, hype. With, like, all the content of, like, Endwalker coming out. I heard, yeah, you talked about how you had a game inspired from Final Fantasy. Which Final Fantasy? I don't know many of them, but I know a couple of them. Because, like, obviously each are slightly different in, like, style or world. Or is it a big mix match? What is this song? Mainly 14 in regards to aesthetic. Some technology stuff. Okay. I can get behind that.
A young boy I was,
nope,
belly up.
Nope. Not Spotify. Don't want to play Spotify. Yeah, I like the aesthetic of Final Fantasy 14. Of FF14. It's cool. I wish the game was a little bit more vibrant and saturated, but I've been enjoying going through the game, even though I'm still in, like, a Realm Reborn. Do you play FF14? Do you play 14? I guess I should say, since we know what the context is. I just got back into it recently. I was slowly making my way through Endwalker. Oh! Yeah. I've heard it's really, really good, Endwalker. I'm so far away from it since I'm only in, like, a Realm Reborn. So it'll be a long time before I even see that. And it can be a bit difficult to, like, maintain motivation to get through a Realm Reborn. Learning how to tank for once. Oh, tanking seems scary. I picked up healer. Because Kitty here is my tank. I'm not sure if Kitty's come back from food yet. But, yeah. How are you finding tanking? I don't think I could. Like, I'm only okay with being healer when I have somebody I genuinely know quite well to tank for me, because otherwise I'm so scared of, like, the public. Just, I know, like, everybody says that everybody's so nice to Sprouts, but I just get, like, the anxiety, performance anxiety if, like, I do a bad job. Like, I let the tank go too far into, like, 42% health and they don't mitigate, so I'm just like, okay. Ooh, I'm just gonna be a ranger when I have to play with the public I don't know. I like it. I tend to play tank in most MMOs, but Warcraft made me terrified of group content. Group content's so scary. I never played World of Warcraft either, but that that place sounds even scarier. Yeah. I heard that like you just have to constantly keep grinding to keep up with everything, and just if you fall behind, you're screwed. That's what I've heard, at least. Yeah, the Warcraft community is notoriously not ideal. Yeah. Yeah. I heard that too. I've seen plenty of like I've heard plenty of war stories, horror stories of like toxic people. Though like obviously like Final Fantasy doesn't have like sometimes doesn't have the best community either. Most everybody I've run into have been like really nice, very helpful for Sprouts. But you do get the occasional people of like, you don't pay for my sub sort of thing. And I'm terrified of meeting those people. Or maybe I will become one of those people myself. I'm playing a game trash. You don't pay for my sub. You don't get to tell me what I do. No. I try to like look up dungeons and stuff beforehand before doing it, just because I don't want to hinder other people, you know, because I'm such a low level. Everybody else has already been through that when we're going in Duty Finder to like clear a dungeon, and so they want to just get that shit done. So I don't want to block them as much as I want to get through it as quickly as possible too. But I do feel like it does take away from my own personal experience of the dungeons. Like I don't get to enjoy and like run around them as freely. Though I've been very appreciative of like the duty support, because obviously then I don't have any of the pressure of anybody else around me, and I can just like mess around, like actually go around the dungeons, like, and appreciate like the design that's gone into them. It's certainly so much nicer. I still can't shake the conditioning of WoW that's given me. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think other WoW people probably like feel that feeling too, of just like just not a great community, I suppose. And have you been back there since? Like, I'm not sure. I've never been part of the WoW like scene, so I don't know if that's like improved or like if it's still just the cesspool. I prefer to tank if I'm with friends, but I haven't really had anyone to play with. Due to support is all I've done tank for. I don't do any content in WoW, but I still play on occasion. I see. Yeah, duty support seems like a good place to like learn how to do a thing. Are you on the EU servers, or are you in Asia? I'm not sure whereabouts you're located. Are you in America? It's kind of hard to tell where most people are in like Americas that I interact with, and it makes me sad because I'm on the EU, and the data travel doesn't let us go to the Americas. Even though all my American friends are over there. You're in the US, I see. It's yeah, if you can try and convince like friends, I suppose, to join you. You know, free trial up to 60. Award winning. Nah. Yeah, I'm a bit sad that like the world travel doesn't let the EU or Asia or Oceania servers interact with America. Maybe it'll happen in like 5 years time when I'm actually at endgame content. But yeah, it would have been nice to like play. I originally started on the US servers, but I moved over because Kitty was playing and we wanted to have not trash ping. So we moved to the EU servers. But like trying to find people to play with, like, and then feel comfortable enough to play with, especially when I'm like so low level. Like I can't like play the content that most people play. Like I don't know any of the raids or like the trials. I'm not going to be progging any of the savage stuff, so I just sit there like, yeah, let's do some golden saucer stuff. And become master of the slices right. I really enjoy that game. I do not enjoy whatever the leaping game is. Leap of Faith. I've started with new characters a few times to play with friends, but a couple times I've done that, we just didn't end up playing with them much all in the end. Yeah, I find, like, if you don't play, like, constantly with each other, like, you're not gonna get progression, and then, like, it kind of drops off, I suppose? Or, like, you're more, like, because obviously, I feel like with friends, like, you guys just wanna, like, hang out and change it up occasionally. And it can be a bit boring to just constantly grind at like a Final Fantasy XIV when you have very limited time with each other. So I understand like progress can really stagnate after a while, after like a few sessions. Like I started playing with a roommate ages ago, like first time, and then like my first time was when I was in uni, and we had a couple of sessions and then that dropped off. And then I tried again with my roommate a couple of years later and that dropped off. I'm trying to be a little bit more like proactive and stay with it this time. Like I joined an FC, but like I'm not really like clicking with the FC at the moment. Like they're not quite what I expected, I suppose. But I also feel it's a bit too awkward to like leave because they are certainly really lovely people. They're just not doing the stuff I expected or wanted, I suppose. It's kind of hard to get settled in with an FC anyway. It's not too big one, so I can like just talk to people quite easily. I don't know. Maybe it's just a social thing myself. Like I struggle with like interacting with people I don't know very well. Other people are interesting, you know, and sometimes you don't click with them, and that's okay. But, yeah, I want to at least try and get to Heaven's Ward and try and play some of that. People keep on talking about like how Endwalker and Shadowbringer's like the best DLC, and I'm like, okay, but that's ages away from me, so. And people admit like how AR is a bit of a slog. Though they keep on saying that it's better than it was. I'm like, okay, it's better than it was, but it's still a slog. Socializing is hard. Yeah. Like we go to the internet to try and socialize and meet new friends, and then we meet new people, and then we're like, oh no. Oh no, I have to socialize with you and get to know you, and like that part is hard. This is why I play DnD, because it's like MMO without like the MMO part. It's a bit of a slog, but it's a very pretty slog. It's true. Though I cannot deal with the voice acting in that. It like I'm so glad that the voices get rehauled after A Realm Reborn because I can't stand Taliesin Jaffe as is this Thancred? Is that his name? I don't know. I just know it's Taliesin, and it just weirds me out so much. I'm like, you're Caduceus. Wait, you're not Caduceus anymore. You're Molly. No, you're not Molly. You're... What is he now? I can't remember his name. I haven't been keeping track of Critical Role Season 3. That's the one. Yeah. Thancred. It's... The voice acting's a bit... very hammy. I heard that it's very good in later. But again, it's later and not now. Sorry, I'm whining a lot about Final Fantasy XIV. I do really enjoy the game, and I've been, like, I get sucked in to fish. I will spend so many hours fishing that I've capped, like, I've hit, like, level 60 fish, and I can't continue anymore because I don't have the DLC. But no, I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. I really want to get into like the housing. I know it's really, really, really expensive, but it seems like a really creative thing that I wanna try. I've been enjoying playing with his head. It's cool. I like his sticky out ears. Let's give them a little bit of a notch. I don't know how they've done it, but they've made professional type things actually interesting. Yeah, though I got really into like the weaving too. Like I really want to like, I just want to make house things and I want to get rich. Except for I want to do all the professional things except culinary, but for some reason I can't stand it. But ocean fishing, fucking great, hilarious, I love it. That's another reason this. I love the asymmetrical plumps looking hair too. Thank you. I can't believe that we're taking where is that image? We're taking this pineapple hairstyle and using it here because someone suggested it. And so I've made it some sort of like punk thing. I love like asymmetric hairstyles. I was certainly unsure when I saw the photo. Yeah, like, isn't it awful? I was like, why would you do this to me? But I think we've made it work. I need to work on the pineapple side, but it could be cool, like dragon scales, I suppose. Yeah, I gotta like they're like yellow. Is that yellow dragons in 5e? I don't know if there is. I know there's red ones, gold ones. I guess it's a gold dragon, I suppose. Either way. I'm gonna say it's dragon scale. How does this interact with like, oh no. I need to think about the forehead and like how this actually, like. Anatomy, why have I not considered it beforehand? There's gold. Oh wait. I want to hang out with an adventurers guild with this person. There's gold and such. Yeah, I think they would have like a load of couple cool stories, you know. And I think they would be really chill to like have a drink with. Maybe somebody would actually want to play this. I don't know. I don't think there is any gold, is there? Sorry, yellow. Like out of the chromatic ones. I like dragons, why do I not know this? Either way. So we want to have this coming down like this way, yeah. And then just keep on diamonding it. Is there any yellow gem ones? Like the new... What's the word? Did they recently release like a low dragon book? That released like the psionic dragons? I can't remember what the book's called. Okay. They did. It's super neat. Yeah, I ended up playing a Dragonborn inspired, not Dragonborn, like a Dragonkin, but from the Dragonborn Psionic stuff they released, I think, recently. Because I love me some dragons and I've always wanted to be half dragon. Not Dragonborn, but half dragon. And there's a yeah. I think I played Emerald one, which has some psionic. What is this music? Psionic stuff, telekinesis, and like some really fun stuff you can get up to into a lot of shit in with. I think I'm gonna merge these two layers so I can work on it. Actually, let me duplicate this just for safety. Yeah. I don't think I've played the... Isn't there a psionic class? I haven't been able to play it because it's a bit of a hassle to like learn. But anything with telekinesis and telepathy is cool. I think, yep, if it starts with a T, I like it. Telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation. Very cool. I want to have super cat powered characters like that. There's a Mystic Unearth Arcana, like a playtest version. I might have played that. I know it was like psionics and it had like ability to teleport with like their psionic points, and I think that might have been the Mystic, but I'm not sure. It's been a while. I should soften that jaw. Well, she can have a hard jaw if she wants. What is beauty standards anyway? I know there's a fighter. I wish. Wait. I wish it went further, but a lot of people don't like it, and they didn't end up refining it to the full class, and so they made it some subclasses. I know there's a fighter in our rogue. I don't remember if there's any other subclasses. Yeah, isn't like is the soul knife the psionic one? I think I played. Yes, I played the psionic. The soul knife slash some psionic dragonborn thing, so I ended up with like a load of like psionic abilities mixed together, which was an interesting combination. It was fun. That's the one. Okay. Is there any like, since you're a DM, like I assume you don't get to play that much as a player that much. Is there a class that you'll really like wanna play sometime? Like your dream character? I think I'm less interested in the particular classes and such. It's more the overall characters I've come up in the past. Okay. So like, motivations or like personalities or like quirks, themes you're interested in. I'm very much interested in playing my bard and just being an asshole sometime. Eventually. One of my favorites is an alchemy shop NPC turned into a future PC of mine. Oh, that would be cool. That would be interesting to see, like, how the adventuring life has come to them. Yeah, as far as classes go, I tend to like warlocks the most because they're most flexible with their invocations and such. I haven't played like a warlock solely. I've played a bardlock myself. I very much enjoyed playing bardlock, just because it had like all the bells and whistles of bard, and then just like some of the cool invocations of warlock. I'm not sure if I would want to play warlock just by itself. Like the invocations are very cool, but I worry I become like too one-trick pony. I guess a lot of the classes are very like one-trick pony though, right? Eventually, like, oh, I shoot a thing as a ranger, or like yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I very much want to stay with like classes that can spellcast. Like, I don't think I could go away from spellcasting anymore because like how much variety they offer a player. I do like that they added invocation feats to get those little side benefits. Oh, there's invocations feats now? Is that new? Ah, Tasha, I think that was added with Tasha's Cauldron of everything. That book was like great. I liked all the like optional subclass things. Now that warlocks have like, not warlocks, wizards have access to every cantrip if they want to at a short rest, which is very nice. I don't have the physical book, but like a lot of that content is like available online on like 5e wiki, so I just enjoy like reading the stuff that they have released. I like the changes. I guess some people don't necessarily like it because like they've added more feats based on class features. I should look into that. I know there were some complaints that the people were thinking they were making it to the game too easy by having all these like options and things that might be slightly considered overpowered. I think you're always going to have like that issue, right, of people being like D&D purists of like, no, the game has to be played this way and you need to be like sweating every time you die, every time you fight. I don't think they really consider the fact that the game might be played differently and want to have, people will want that content available to them. I always figured that more options could never hurt. Yeah, me too. Like, okay, if you don't like it, you don't have to play it, but like, what if that really like makes people really fall in love with D&D again, or like really enjoy playing it because they were struggling with it before? We like flavor, we like variety, the spice of life. Unless you're like me, you get choice paralysis. Yeah, making a new character is hard. Because there's just so much variety and choices out there, like, I don't know what to pick half the time. I can't make a character in a week, and like the idea of like losing a character and then having to play the next session is like, oh no, I can't. Like, I have to figure out like the story, the way they speak, like their personality, their likes, and like their big dark secret. When it comes to like playing, I definitely need a secret for the other players to find out eventually and to kick me in the ass eventually, because apparently I'm a bit masochistic to myself, and sadistic to myself. So yeah, like the variety available now is just insane. Secrets are fun. They are so fun, especially when you get to hint and like slowly reveal them through the game. Yeah. Though I think some people don't quite appreciate my level of dedication to secrets. I like to tease them and like have them. I'm okay with like secrets not coming out if a campaign ends, because like I've been sitting on it for, and if it doesn't come out, then like it means that there wasn't a narrative point there where it made sense to. And I think I'd rather have something like not come out if it rather than it come out in a way that doesn't really like make sense or be forced. I want to be organic and dramatic, you know. Okay. I'm starting to get a bit tired with this. I might wrap it up soon and continue on it another day on my own time. Though I need to make sure it's pretty enough to like show a work in progress on Twitter. Let's see. That looks a bit weird. That's okay. We're gonna ignore that it looks weird. Embrace the fact that it looks weird. And we're not gonna judge it for being weird. We're just gonna keep on with our day. I think that titty is in the wrong place. Oh, it's also in the wrong place. Oh well, we'll go here. There we go. Well, that's weird. That's a bad design choice, right? Having pauldrons attached to your belt with a t-shirt. You know what? It's fine. Just ignore it. Don't think about it. I don't know where it's going. It's just hanging out there. Hey, almost done with this cursed ticket. You're almost done with the lineup. Well, at least for the upper part. The bottom half is a little bit more. And this hand is a bit more cursed. Hey, the head's looking good and the rest of the clothing is starting to get there. I hope that cursed ticket like doesn't produce more cursed tickets. You know, have baby cursed tickets. That would not be welcome. Okay. Maybe we're good enough to stop here. I think this is a good point. Well, this D&D talk, I might have to go rope you into a European-friendly game at some point. That would be cool. You should hit me up sometime if you ever do a D&D, a European-friendly time. I'm always up for like hearing things out, or if you need some, you know, character art, we can talk about it. Maybe. Make sure to stretch, everybody, especially you're working. Okay. Do I have you on Twitter as a BL? As a BL? Oh! Yes, we've talked to each other. Yes. You're in my DMs. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. yes. I think I'm gonna finish up today. I think I might finish this up on my own personal time and post it. Because I have a lot of other art things that I need to do on stream. The next time I'll be streaming, will be on... When am I streaming next? I think it's a game stream, yeah. I'll be streaming on Friday, 2 p.m. My local times, GMT 3. We'll be working on Stray. I think we're only like 2 hours in, so maybe we're only like a third or a fourth in. And then more art, but it'll be anatomy and more VTuber art, since I have a couple of VTubers that I need to get done from requests earlier. And then maybe we'll come back to this character. I'm not sure. Maybe by Friday we'll have my character, my VTuber design. Ooh, do you want a sneak peek of the design sheet? There's no character art on it, but you can have a hint of like the what the design sheet looks like. I've saved this. Cool. Yeah, I've been slowly chipping away at the design sheet over here. This has been like big for like the entire time. Okay. Yeah. I've like everything here I've done myself bar the logo. So I'm excited to get the last emote released, and hopefully I'll get it on Twitter and do some slow reveal stuff, because I need that Twitter serotonin, you know? Okay. Yeah. Thank you for everybody who has joined. Thank you for chatting away so much, Azabiel. It's been fun. Thank you for everybody who's been hanging out, chilling. Thank you, AX. Yeah, we'll do some more art in future. We'll do some games next time, and thank you everybody who's chatted and kept me company. I appreciate it a lot. All right, have a good evening, afternoon, you guys. I'll see you again on Friday if you're available. If not, then I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.